himself. But what you going to call your name when you get there? I'll name myself Jesus. Well, how you going to do that? I'm going to be birthed in human flesh. In other words, I know nothing about living in human flesh, but I'm going to have to learn. Look, I'm going to have to learn about how to live in flesh that I made. Well, how are you going to do that? When? It's going to be 40 and 2 generations. I'm going to choose some unlikable folk. I'm going to choose some unrighteous folk. I'm going to choose some unsaved folk and put them in the bloodline. And at the end of 42 generations, I'm going to birth myself in a young daughter who loves me and is about to get married. And when I do it, it's going to create a problem. But that's all right. I'm going to talk to the one that's being troubled and say, this is my doing. Allow this to come to pass. It's going to come to pass. So God, look, volunteers himself to die on a cross that he is going to make for himself and put 2 thieves on either side of him. Why? How is he going to do that? Through the name Jesus. And I'm going to use prophets to speak every now and then to let others know I'm coming. And here, this is the manifestation of it all over 2,000 years ago. And so the Lord is making everything plain for the disciples to understand, but they still could not grasp it. Why? Because there was their natural mind, all right? When it comes to cognizy and the cognitive learning, you can only learn and perceive what God allows you to perceive when it comes to God's holy word. The natural mind cannot conceive the things of God. And the disciples did not have the written word. They had the verbal word, the spoken word, coming directly from somebody that looked like them. He looked like them. Created a problem. So in that session, he didn't make it easy for them to say, oh, yeah, you God. No, you look like us. You get hungry like us. You get tired like us. You dress like us. You're about our size. Everything. So to conceive who God is, that just was not possible. They had to go by what he said to them, and then they made some judgment by the works they saw him do, but the works didn't even convince them. Because when you get down to a latter part of the verse, I don't know what verse I had written here. I don't know, was it 27th verse somewhere down there, but I read it. The disciples in verse 29 of that same chapter, they said, now are we sure that you are that what? Now are we sure that thou knowest all things, and need not that any man should ask thee by this we believe that thou camest forth from